I can think. Do you know what? Every other time I can think of the name, I cannot think of the name for this fucking thing. Forest Master, I think it was. Yeah,
Forest Master.
yeah.
Yeah, the unicorn
He,
stuff. That's cool.
but
I'm
you know,
glad we got the
I
chance
keep
to
thinking,
see Riven in his full glory
oh
for
god,
a little bit of time.
no. Riven doesn't like not having magic.
Uh-huh.
All right. Just trying to make sure I have all these notes in order. So I think Calgrod, it would be your turn to scribe this week if you're okay with that.
Yep,
Okay.
totally fine.
And Ripple, you were the previous scribe. Do you want to give a quick recap of what happened last time? Then we can get going.
Yeah, sure. We went to the temple in the Shadowfell city, where they asked us a bunch of questions about our intentions and then gave us some contracts to sign to say we will behave and be good people. Took a little wander around the city, went to our hotel, got some food and stuff, and then we met a member of like the Thieves Guild who invited us to the black market. We decided to go there and take a look around. Um, Fairy did fairy stuff in order to buy a couple of things, and then we got talking to by someone from the Midnight Player,
Yep.
who then seemed amenable to what we were there for, and we made some new friends.
Yeah, he offered to give you a place to stay down there in a pretty luxurious area. Some sort of hotel with steam baths. But I think the group said they were leaving, right? You were heading back to the city,
Well,
New Haviscard.
there was I'm not sure I understood properly, but it seems like the market is absolutely not under the town, but we teleported somewhere else, pretty far out from new from the town itself, right?
I don't know if it was explained. I think it was hinted at that you might not be under New Haviscard, but you did teleport
You have a
somewhere.
scar. Yes. So, and the hotel they were talking about, was that in the underground in the market, or was that in New Havescar?
Yeah, the hotel was down in the tunnels wherever you were. It was in the or near the Shadow Market, but you also have your hotel room up in the city, which yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
nearly as nice.
So did we take a decision about where we were going?
I thought we
I
were heading back because of having the meeting with the people tomorrow.
yeah,
The church?
I believe that you decided that you still wanted to meet with the church, which I think was
Yeah,
who was it that you met with? It was Ruvain, I believe.
yeah. So we agreed to head back so that we could have a meeting with him.
Yeah, at least that's what
Okay.
I remember.
Yes, I think that's what I was, but I was kind of unclear about where was the hotel that the buyer was kind of talking about. So the hotel was not in New Hampshire. It was if we stayed in the market.
Yeah, it was in one of the tunnels off of the market. Civil led you down
Right.
kind of a
Got it.
side path and led you to
Yeah.
what seemed like his room. And he said you could use it if you want to stay down there. But the group seemed like, from my notes and from my memory, that they wanted to go back to New Haviscard.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't chime in then because I was not very clear if it was a return. So I'm fine with that. So the only thing I would point out is if we need to get back to the market, how do we do that?
Are you asking the group or who are you asking?
I think we just
Yeah,
knock on the door again.
Okay,
So one
so
of the that's right. Now I remember. I think outside the room, one of the Midnight Pyre guys, who was with Civil, had offered to lead you to the gatekeeper, who could bring you back to New Havasgard.
okay,
And I
but
don't
we
think you left yet. Yeah.
no, we didn't. But we that's the thing. My understanding is that we kind of learn that I think it was Ripple that actually may have charmed more than one person during our trip to the new
No, that was
market,
me.
which
That was me.
Riven,
That was
okay,
Yeah.
Riven,
yeah.
without us realizing that had happened actually.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
is yeah, so I'm kind of I will be looking at Riven and saying. Uh, would we need to use your trickery again to get back here, or could
No,
we be welcome on our own?
no, that just got that. Telepathically, I can say no. That just got us the free thing. It
Okay,
didn't get us in, so we're good.
okay, all right, all right. So yeah, if Tal is okay, I'm fine going back to New Car too.
All right. So yeah, the agent of the Midnight Pyre who was at the door offered to take you back to the gatekeeper where the cage was. If
Okay,
you ask him how you could get back, he would say, "You how did you get in originally?"
that was our contact. What was her name? I think I wrote it down.
Amira.
Amira, yes.
He says, "Well, I assume you would just talk to her again, and she could get you back in."
Yeah, no, she might not want to help us get back. So if we wanted to come back without her, how would we just come back to the same building and just knock on the door? Like, how, please?
He thinks for a moment. He says, "Well, it's a good question. I'm assuming that Civil will want to speak with you again. I think I can get you something that'll get you through the door. Um, the gatekeeper should respect it." And he kind of reaches into his pocket. He says, "This should work temporarily," and pulls out a little token with a sigil on it. He says, "Just present this at the door, and they should let you in without
Okay,
whoever your contact was." He says,
I'll take
are you ready to?" Or go ahead. Sorry.
I'll take that symbol.
He says, "Are you ready to leave, or did you want to stick around the market a little longer?"
Um, Guys, for me, I'm telepathically. For me, I'm all good. As far as we can buy stuff here, but
I'll
what?
relay Cal's message back to everyone individually because it's the only way I can do it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's if everybody else wants to go.
Yeah, we need to be upstairs in case the clergy looks for us.
Well, technically, we don't have to. I could just send him a message and then just get him to tell us what time he
So
wants to meet.
the
Tomorrow.
group being quiet for a minute, he goes, "Well, I'll give you time to think about it, but yeah, when you need to leave, come to me. Once you get used to the markets, I'm sure you'll be able to find your own way back to the gates. But yeah, I'll be here if you need to leave." And he just kind of steps away. Because remember, he's not on your telepathic messaging.
No, I know. I have to relay everything individually anyway, so
So,
no one's in it.
like in game, you're all just kind of staring at each other when
Yeah.
people are talking to you and you're speaking in your minds.
Yeah,
So,
trust me, it's no fun.
so it's a little bit
Um,
awkward for those who don't know what you're doing. So yeah, he steps away.
So you should have another main voice channel called telepathic channel, and we would kind of jump in it when we are talking telepathically.
You mean in the
you realize
Discord?
it's just to me.
That would be a
You're
huge
just
pain in
talking
the
to me.
ass, though, because then I'd have to
Yeah,
keep
that would be
changing. I have to keep
It's
changing
like,
channels every time you guys are okay. These three are
Yep.
now doing telepath. Okay, let's jump in the
no,
telepathy.
it's not a three. It's literally everyone tells me, and I
Yeah.
have to relate. It's literally like a real. It's like Chinese whispers here. It's just like
It's like a game of
Yeah.
telephone. Yeah,
You're like our switchboard operator.
yeah.
yeah. I'm
Mental
sorry. Let me just connect
switchboard.
me to your caller. But yeah, no.
Right. So, right. So no, I'm fine going. I mean, unless anybody has anything, let's go to back to New Hampshire.
Okay.
We're gonna go back. Okay, let's go. If anyone else. Yeah.
All right. Let me just keep track of the time. All right. So you talk to the Midnight Pyre agent. He nods and brings you back out, kind of out and around at the edges of the market. He says, "Yeah, this place can be a bit of a maze, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad down here." I'm
Quick
assuming,
question.
yeah.
That room that you gave us, does it change like every day, every week? Is it the same room just constantly? Like, how does that work?
He says it's changed over time, but if you prove to be allies to us, I'm sure that Civil can get you set up with a more permanent marker, or the people will just know you.
Yeah,
But
they'll definitely know me.
we have magics to help prevent things like charms and disguises for people sneaking into the market, because the church has tried successfully a few times. So we continually have to figure out ways to keep unwanteds out. He says, "It seems like you made a bit of an enemy with the Silent Circle. Just be on guard. They're probably not going to attack you directly, but they could cause problems for you down here indirectly."
Let them try.
He shrugs. This is none of my business. Just giving you fair warning. There's a couple of different factions down here. But
Like
yeah.
who? Like who? You've got silent something or other.
This is There's the Silent Circle. They're a prominent thieves guild within the Empire. There's Midnight Pyre. That's us. There's a couple of underground trade companies, which probably wouldn't be of much interest to you. And of course, we do have people who aren't supposed to be here that can sometimes sneak in, such as the Children of the Pyre, which have been causing trouble both in New Havasgard and down here.
Children of the Pyre?
Or sorry, Children of the Shadow, not Pyre. I'm getting my groups mixed up. Yeah, so he says, but those are the ones that will probably be of concern to you right now, since you pissed one of them off. But there are a couple others that come and go. Yeah, go ahead.
And those worshipping the Raven Queen are mainly with the Empire, or are they spread amongst all of the groups?
This is, the theocracy. The groupings of priests and the leaders of the Empire are Raven Queen worshippers. He says they pretty much control things up top, whereas we kind of control things down below. Our organization dates back quite a ways. The Midnight Pyre have kind of kept an eye on things in several places. Bit of a clandestine group. That's not what I do. I'm more security, but we definitely have agents who keep an eye on things throughout the Empire and in your world as well. He says, "Oh, and the Feywild, though those are more rare. We don't have too much business in the Feywild."
Yeah.
I telepathically say to Riven, I think Moira was worshipping the Raven Queen. Maybe she was an infiltrator?
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Don't, like, all... This might just be me being fey and ignorant, but don't kind of all Shadowkai worship in one way or another the Raven Queen? Like, it's not like all you down there don't.
Not, that's why I ask.
He says,
No, I know I'm
"No,
saying this out loud.
Yeah, he said out loud. He says, "No, not all of us do. Some are more devout than others, but there is definitely not favor, but there is some dedication due to the fact that when we were banished here, she took pity on us and helped us survive in the harsh environments of the Shadowfell, or at least so the story goes." He says, "But
You know,
just like anything else, the level of piety varies from elf to elf." So at this point, he's approaching the cages. There's a guy there. He kind of nods at him and directs you all to an elf with again, kind of an odd looking staff, who would ask, "Are you ready to leave?" And he kind of looks to the group.
Yep.
yes,
All right, gather close.
very.
So I assume you gather close, and he would
Yep.
cast a spell. The sigil on the ground glows, and once again you are standing in the basement of the house in New Havisgard. And I think there was some talk that you wanted to get past the anti-magic area as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think Ripple took me and him into his genie vessel, and then we carried through and then jumped out. But
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you are now on the other side as you exit the house, kind of in the alleyway. The door is quickly closed. It seems like no one's around. What do you want to do?
Let's go back to the tavern first, where we had the room, to see if anybody has been looking for us. And so we are here, right? We are in that room. This is where we come out.
Yeah, it's not exact. There's sort of a grouping of houses in the area, but yeah, you're in that area of the town.
So are the building with like a chimney or like a depot, or just this one that's the depot that sell mundane items here?
As far as you know, it's just this one. If there are others in town, then you'd probably have to go look for them.
Okay, so the configuration of the building has no meaning outside of us finding out. Okay, got it.
No, it's just for
Alright.
aesthetic.
Yeah,
So I should
so
probably
let's go
mark
back
those
to
on your
the-
map.
Yeah, if you have a way to kind of mark them, that would be nice, like some kind of.
I do. Let me do that.
There you go. Perfect.
Alright, that's too small. Hang on.
Now,
Make it
can
a
see
little bit bigger. There we go.
So the Raven Queen Temple, certainly. Yeah. Hi. So, and well, is there like a night and day in the Shadowfell, or is that like a constant gloom?
There's night and day, though. Daytime is certainly much darker, almost like evening in the normal world. And nighttime
Okay.
is extremely dark.
Okay.
I'm just marking some stuff. So you say you're heading back to the...
Yep.
over there. Alright. To the, I guess... to the inn. So you get back to the inn. It doesn't seem like much is going on right now. There are a couple of merchants in the kind of main area talking. A couple of people in the tavern. The innkeeper is still there. He would greet you. What do you want to do?
I think we are sneaking in because we sneaked out to not raise any suspicion.
I think
that's
you were invisible when you left. How would you sneak in?
Yeah, because actually, let's sneak. So we would probably do the same thing, but before leaving the house of the Midnight Fire contact, we would kind of, we should go back invisible and try to kind of sneak back in.
You would have to go inside Ripple's vessel with him if you were going to be invisible, because I can't cast it on you because I'm in the vessel.
Yeah, I think
Well,
they're still in the vessel right now.
So I'm going to ask Sprig to check the vessel to warn our two friends that we are out of the zone.
Sprig,
So I'm giving Sprig a kind of pat on the back, saying, "Hey, check this thing so they come out."
he whispers to the vessel, Master, you can hear them, yes?
I can hear them. I can't talk with them.
Yeah, I know.
I
But he says
so I wa-
he should hear you now that we're through the anti-magic. I can't force him out,
I
though.
Riven, Ripple, come out. We need your magic to go back to the inn. Stop hiding. We're out of the anti-magic zone. You're fine.
Ripple would have said before he goes in there, he's going to bed.
All right.
Jeez.
Can I leave, or does Ripple have to kick me out?
Do you know that, Ripple? Can he just leave?
Uh,
I would guess you can, question mark? If you want, you can link the ability.
Do we have a door? That's what. Is there a door or a window, basically?
No, I don't think so. It's just sort of an extra dimensional space. I'm guessing you can leave. I mean, you have to be willing to enter. That would be a really sneaky way of trapping people.
you can't leave.
All right,
So you
so
were traveling before.
he would have to, I guess,
can't.
kick you out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
So
asleep?
wait, did you just instantly
Well-
fall asleep when you entered? Because you were only in there for like a minute or two.
That's what I'm asking.
No, he can beat you out if you want to go out. But if you go out, you can't come back in.
No, that's fine. Kick me out. They need us to get back into the place.
All right, so there's a foomp as Riven would appear there in the alleyway.
While they were like, talking that out, I was talking to Sprig to kind of check the ring and see what was coming out.
Yeah, shaking it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't move.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's just
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it to you as I've come out. Like, it doesn't move.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that would be more Sprig who says it's just a magical connection. They're not actually in there. It's more of a
Okay.
a doorway to and suddenly Riven would appear. Oh, well, there's one of them.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello, friend Riven.
Hey, Riven.
Will
We
you
need
go-
we need
No, I
to
know.
go back in.
I heard everything. Sprig,
Oh,
will you
okay,
go invisible and take the vessel back to the inn, and I'll do the invisibility for us three?
Very well, he says, and he shakes his little hand, and there's a vanishing as he disappears.
Right. No one do anything to hit anybody. And I will cast invisibility at 4th level to hit me, Cal, and Tal.
Alright,
Awesome.
so you use a spell turning the group invisible. Alright, so you invisibly make your way through the streets, maybe staying close to the buildings as to not bump into anyone. And
Starting back to our room.
yeah, and you would reach the inn. So yeah, if you, how are you going to get in? Or are you just, because before you had you had Amira to open the doors and you followed her through. How are you just going to like wait for someone to go in?
I'm assuming we have windows in the rooms. I'll just fly up and go through a window that I've left not locked.
So odd or even? Because you didn't actually specify you left your window open.
Even.
Unfortunately, you remember you locked your window for security.
Okay.
Well, someone's gonna leave eventually.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can just
Doors.
wait and try to like rush through with a bunch of people.
Telepathically,
Yeah.
I will say to everyone that this is only going to last for an hour, just so you know.
Sprig will just open doors and fly in.
Or I guess you could just open the door. It would just look kind of weird if the
Yeah.
door just opened and no one walks in.
Yeah,
Stuff it.
that's
I don't
what
care.
Sprig's gonna do.
So,
Back door, some
yeah,
kind of
river
kitchen
door,
door or
water.
something like that.
so you walk around the building. Yeah, there's a back door that's closed. There's also a side entrance with some tables and chairs outside where people are having some food provided by the inn and just kind of hanging out. You see the door there is open, so you could probably just
I'll go
walk
in
in that way.
I'll walk in the side entrance.
All right, give me a stealth check just to see how well you avoid the crowd. anyone who's trying to be sneaky and get
I'm
in.
small. I'm still small.
12. Alright, so like Calgrod just dancing between people. Yeah. Tal, maybe you maybe bump into a few things because you're kind of big and bulky. No one, maybe a couple of people look around, but no one seems to really care. It's not like they worry about invisible people breaking into the inn. So I'll say you all get inside, make your way to your rooms. Or where are you headed?
Oh, I'm heading to the
I
room.
Oh, you would
So,
see when you get into the tavern area, it looks like Ruvain is there. Your contact from the Raven Queen Temple. He's sitting at a table having a drink, speaking to looks like a young woman who you don't recognize. Or, well, a young elf, which she's probably like 200.
yeah. Well, so he's at it's on the floor in the common room, right? He's not in our bedroom in our rooms.
No, he's in the tavern area. He's just having a
Right.
drink, it looks like, and talking to someone.
So let's go down. Maybe Riven, you want to go down and see what he wants?
Technically, all
Or
three, we're
Repo?
all still downstairs, but we're all also invisible.
Yeah. Well, we're going to our bedroom first.
Okay,
I
so
mean, we need
you're...
to be sure. Yeah, we need to be seen
I
coming
know
out
part
of
of
the
me
bedroom.
wants to know what they're talking about because I'm as suspicious as fuck. But I also know my stealth is shit. Yeah, sorry. No, I won't. I'll be good. I'll go up to the room and drop invisibility, then go downstairs.
Right.
Alright, so you all head back to the room where you drop invisibility as to not arouse suspicion, and then, head back down to the tavern?
Yeah.
Alright, so you would get back down there. Ruvain would notice you, and looks like he says something to the elf. She just smiles and nods. He gets up and walks over towards the group. He says, friends, I heard you were still up in your rooms resting. I figured I'd wait for you. Do you have some time to speak?
Depends. To you or to authority?
He says to me, I've spoken a bit to my superiors about what you told me, and I've been sent to make an offer on behalf of the Empire. He says, we would like to bring you in as allies to the city. But I want to discuss a little bit what that entails. He says, can we talk now, or?
Yeah. Let's talk
Right.
around the beer.
Yeah, so he orders some ale and wine for him. You have a seat at a table, and he says, so there has been some suspicious activity around New Havasgard, and some whispers of cultist activity in general within the Empire, at least as of recent, which would make sense from what you told me. Something is happening, and it might have to do with the return of the Shadowlord. He says, being that you all have proven to be enemies of the Shadowlord, the city would like to enlist your help to tracking down and dealing with some of these cultists.
We're listening.
He says you would be working with the city, and you would be rewarded for your efforts with access to living quarters, food, and more resources. I was told that you were looking to procure some more expensive components. He kind of looks to the group questioningly.
Items, components, we were kind of keeping it vague to see what was available, really.
He says, well, generally speaking, such things can be provided once once you, I don't want to say prove your loyalty, but once you start showing your proficiency and your value to the city, and they will reward
So
you with.
prove our loyalty, basically. You don't want to use the word, but that's what it is.
So yes, though we do also offer living arrangements for those who don't have the means to serve so directly. But yes, basically, if you want more, you have to show that you're worthy of investing resources in. That's how it works around here.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. So, which faction do you want us
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
kind of?
Before we start agreeing to things, I want to know specifically what it is you expect from us.
He says, well, it would mostly be just working with us to attack the cultists directly. It sounded like you had a vested interest in their demise as well.
Yeah, we're already doing that, so yeah, that's fine. As long as that's all you want from us, to go after the cult directly and them, totally fine. But I don't want you thinking that we're like some extra military force that you can send to do your dirty work for other things.
He says, no, no. Just because you agree to be allies to the city doesn't mean you're our slaves. But you say you've been doing that already. Have you found anything out? He looks curious now.
Only what we told you before, but we've been going after them from before we turned up, so we're still doing that anyway.
Ah, I see. He says, well, I might have some new information for you.
Okay.
There's been a rash of disappearances around New Havasgard, and we actually believe that the Children of Shadow might be involved. He says, do you know why they might have cause to kidnap people?
Actually, we do.
He says, oh.
The Shadowlords are eager to find souls and have a way to harvest souls from people that they capture.
He says, soul crystals.
Something like that, yes.
That's a something that hasn't been practiced for a long time. That would make sense. He says, we need to figure out why they're taking people, which it sounds like you may already know, and where they're taking them. If you have time, there has been a recent, what we think is an abduction. Maybe you could take a look at the crime scene and glean some information.
Sure.
He nods.
By all means, I mean, finding. I mean, we'll be happy to help the city as long as effectively we have the choice to. Uh, you don't force us into something we would not want to do, but for certainly investigating these apparitions, that is something we can do.
Says, no,
Right, guys?
you wouldn't be
Yeah,
forced. Or go ahead.
We have nothing to do tomorrow, I think.
All right, yeah. Our agenda is pretty empty, so we're good.
He says, well, I was hoping I could take you as soon as possible. If they are abducting people to perform the ritual to make soul crystals, then it's imperative we find the taken citizens as soon as possible. Do you have time to come with me now and look at a recent crime scene, or possible crime scene?
We're still telepathically connected.
Well, I think, because you're using your ability, Riven, right?
Yeah, my telepathic mind thing
So,
where I have to
you can
have a connection to someone.
Yeah, I think, is there a time limit on that, or you just kind of make
Not if I can
connections?
see them. Not if I can see them. If I can see them, I don't have a time limit. It's only when I can't see people I have a time.
So you're kind of always connected to Riven, but no one else. So if you wanted to talk to someone else, you'd have to kind of, like he was saying, go through him.
Yeah, you have to
That's
tell
right.
me, and I have to tell them.
I'll tell Raven, I'm okay for that. Check with the others. Tell us.
Well, I can't check with Ripple because he's in his thing. So Tal, you okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
A fey spirit will appear next to Sprig and just go, this sounds boring.
So a bunch of people sort of are startled as you just appear in the tavern. And
Oh no, I don't appear. I'm summoning a face spirit and then kicking out of my vessel. And the face spirit can only speak Sylvan, so it'll just look at Riven and just be like, this sounds boring.
Can you link the ability, please?
Yeah. That 5th level.
All right. So
Tis Merful.
suddenly there is a poof of energy as a Fey spirit appears at the table. And a bunch of people are a bit startled, and the Shatterkai bartender says, hey, no magic. And Ruvain says, it's all right, sir. And the Fey spirit says, this sounds boring.
In Sylvan.
In Sylvan, yeah.
That's great, but I
sitting in
can't
the
talk.
tavern for a day. So
Sorry, what?
I was sitting in the tavern for a day.
You
Do
speak
you know what he
Sylvan?
Oh no, I don't. Never mind then.
Yeah, so he speaks in Sylvan. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
All right then. I'm still speaking to him, so I'll just say this out loud because I know we can hear it. Just like, all right then, why don't you just stay in the tavern for the day and we'll go and do this?
The spirit would say, that's just what my master told me to say.
No, I know, but he can hear me saying this, so that's why I'm saying it.
And Spirit just nods. Sprig is still invisible somewhere with the ring. You assume somewhere nearby.
No, I know. I gathered. I'm just used to them being invisible and around.
He doesn't tend to default to invisibility, so he's probably visible just at the table.
So Ruvain would say he doesn't seem to have understood the spirit, but he just kind of looks around and says, well, do you want to come with me, or do you need some time?
Oh, crap. Sorry, I never relayed it. Yeah, us three will come with you. Brig, do whatever you think Ripple wants you to do.
I shall follow.
Rabbit is... Okay.
Right. So Ruvain nods, and he's going to lead you out of the tavern, unless anyone doesn't want to follow.
Is it a 10-minute walk between us and the destination?
Who are you asking?
DM.
No, it's probably more than that.
Okay. Let me know when we hit the 10-minute mark. I'm taking a short rest.
I'm going to my room and pick up Digidija and my backpack.
Wouldn't it be an hour for the short rest?
Not in my vessel, it's 10 minutes.
Could you link that again? Okay. So go ahead and spend a short rest. One of your, I think, 4 daily ones.
Has it been 10 minutes? I thought you said it was less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I just hit the 10-minute mark as they were walking. It seems like he's leading you towards the west side of town, into a more kind of slum area. Or not slum, but just like the houses are smaller and not as nice. Maybe a little bit of a slummy area. So yeah, he gets to one of the houses. There are a couple of guards there who would nod as he walks past with the group, leading you into a small living space, maybe like 3 rooms. And at the threshold, kind of at the door, he says, the woman here went missing a couple of days ago, which usually we wouldn't always think it would be something suspicious, but there were witnesses that said they heard some sort of magical energy sounds, or what they thought might have been magic being cast in the house. He says, we looked around, but we weren't able to see much. Being that you've encountered these cultists before, yeah, maybe you'd know more about what may have happened.
Wait. You said that other people have gone missing before. So is there anything similar? Are they all women?
He says, yeah, recently we had a rash of disappearances that we've been looking into trying to figure out. This is the most recent one. There's seemingly no connection. They just seem to be Shadowkai, generally people from the lower rungs of society.
Single, with families, drunken?
He says, well, this one in particular does have a family, though they weren't living with her. She was in her house when she was last seen. And like I said, it sounded like some sort of magic had happened here.
Can I look and see if there's any, I don't know, magic symbols, runes,
so
whatever?
Perception or investigation can be used. You'll find different things, possibly, depending on which one you use.
They're both shite. So
I'm
let's
going
do
to cast.
investigate.
I'm going to cast invisibility.
Okay.
And then I'll beast sense into Dija, and stay outside, kind of eyes reversed, and get Dija on the ceiling, and kind of while they are walking in, helping search from Dija's perspective and the ceiling.
Okay, so you're doing one of those through Deja, or I guess you would still use yours because it's yes, you're looking through her eyes. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give you maybe like a +2 to your roll since you're using her to help you like that.
Yeah, and I'm sitting outside of the door where the guards and just kind of eyes revolved and not paying attention to what's going on outside.
Okay.
So give you guidance.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Plus a D4.
Plus D4. Yeah.
So D4 is my natural ability, so I get another D4 then.
Yeah, from the guidance.
So it's the D4 is because I'm a sentinel. I kind of have the sentinel bonus on perception.
So yeah, I think you can. That would probably stack with guidance, right?
It should be. It's different. It's different origin of powers.
All right. So yeah, you're kind of looking around, and you said you use perception. Riven, you are looking around.
It was 12.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you're investigating. Calgrod, as you're searching the place, you would notice a couple of things actually. In one of the rooms, there's a little bit of blood that is kind of dried and on the floor, kind of hidden near the corner. You don't think someone hit it, but maybe like it could have been missed. You would also notice some strange rock fragments on the floor that are kind of scattered around. Do you have knowledge nature?
Do not as a proficiency.
Okay. So you notice those, and you would notice there is what looks like some sort of invisible magical sigil that was drawn on one of the walls. It's definitely, that definitely sticks out. Because it looks like it's being registered by your sea invisibility.
Okay. So I'll have Dija kind of wiggle her legs in that area. I will kind of disconnect from her, ask her to stay there, and go in the room and call the others to the symbol.
Okay.
And the blood.
So yeah, those are all the things you found with your 27. Riven, you're kind of still investigating, looking around. You're not getting too much, unfortunately. But yeah, Calgrod, you walk in and I guess point those things out.
Yep. I will describe the symbol as I can see it. It's invisible and magical, but I don't have detect magic or identification if anybody wants to do something about it.
Both of those things, but I don't have see invisibility.
So, knowledge of religion, arcana, or nature might tell you something as he's describing the symbol. It sounds like some sort of what's it called? Let's say scrying, but there's a word for that type of magic. I think divination to you, Tal. Like the symbol might have something to do with divination.
Or is that like a clairvoyant eye?
Can you put my hand on it?
Yep, I will certainly do that.
Then I'm gonna ritual cast identify.
Okay, so you're taking 10 minutes. Let me check something.
So is the thing moving while he's doing that?
Yeah, you can see it now. It is not moving. It looks like it was just maybe drawn with chalk on the wall and then made invisible.
Huh.
Or the chalk was invisible. It's hard to say. So you would guess that this symbol was used to watch. Someone was observing this place with the identify. That's what you get. You think maybe the chalk that made the symbol was magical, and whoever did this used the symbol to watch this place.
There's no way to trace this back to some kind of origin, I assume.
Not that you know of, but this doesn't seem like something you'd find in just anyone's home. So something is definitely strange about that.
And this is like the symbol is where the symbol they targeted the symbol, or or someone was here and watched someplace else.
Someone probably would have had to come in here to make this symbol at some point.
Having actually the clairvoyant spell myself, would that be a kind of light clairvoyance spell effect, or is that something that is not very clear into what? So is that like matching the clairvoyant spell, or is it not directly matching it?
Let me double check clairvoyance. It is similar to it, although the invisible sensor of clairvoyance doesn't usually stick around. So this might be similar types of magics, but it just works a little bit differently, whoever did this magic. It does seem very similar, though.
It seems to have a permanency or something like that on it, or something that makes it more permanent.
Yeah, you don't know if it's still active. Maybe it was just channeling the magic at the time. You'd probably need detect magic to figure that out.
God, all of this takes me so long. I can spend another 10 minutes on detect magic.
Alright, go ahead. That's worth it.
Alright,
so while he's doing that, I will go back into Dija, and this time I will go through all the windows and the roof and examine everything for like an entry or exit point outside of the door, the obvious door.
So that would probably be more investigation.
Before I start, I'm gonna say maybe we should check if the other houses around this or the other houses of the victims also have this.
Also Ruvain isn't in here with you right now. He's waiting outside. It's just you all, like, looking around. Okay, so you're looking around, you're checking entryways and exits, but you don't get much. Everything, and the windows, they seem all closed and locked, and he would tell you that the people who examined this place haven't changed anything. They left it exactly as it was. Ruvain would have said that before you came in.
And I'll point out that the spider is used to not leave any a track or remove any track from what's already existing.
Yeah. So you I guess if you're looking for you have survival, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking for trails, you would find some signs of passage. Well, give me a survival check. Yeah, I mean, there's some obvious signs of passage. Obviously, someone that lived here. You would find something more recent, like someone came through a window. One of the
Okay.
windows, I'll say, there's like some scrape marks that seem out of place and look like they were made more recently. They must have
Okay.
closed it though, because obviously it's closed now.
So I'll wait for Tal to finish his detect magic first, and before returning to my
Okay.
to the window.
Yeah, doing detect magic. Nothing in here is giving off magical signatures, so you're guessing that the sensor is no longer active, or
Yeah.
the symbols.
Well, that was worthless.
Well, so it's been a few days. You said asking on the elf. So you think so? She disappeared. Like, is that 2 days ago? Being when she was kind of said to have disappeared, or is that when we know somebody last saw her?
So 2 days ago was when we got the report that she was missing. Then when we
Okay.
questioned, that's when we found out someone had heard something strange. But that happened about 3 days ago. So the actual abduction was probably more around that time.
Did anybody check the backyard under? And I kind of cite the window. I kind of explained to the others that there's some tracks by that window.
So you point that
Anybody?
out. He looks and he says, "Oh no, we didn't catch those scratches. That's
All right, so
impressive."
don't 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 go in that side of the house. I'll go investigate the tracks further, and I'm going back into Dija's bodies and kind of having her walk on the wall and go from the window down, but without touching the ground to kind of keep the ground intact and see if I can see any tracks on the ground.
So you find tracks. Give me another survival. You def
Nice.
or you definitely find tracks. Let's see what you can read
You
from them.
you helping, Tal?
Do I? Can I cast guidance on him, or do I have to cast it on Dieter?
I think you could do it on him because he's the one who's making the checks. It's just through her eyes.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, man, I need the guidance here. So the
Magical
guidance will be for
guidance.
18.
18. So yeah, you definitely find tracks coming in. You find more of that strange rock sediment on the outside of the house. You would just notice that as you're following the tracks,
Okay.
and the tracks lead inside, but they seem to just vanish once inside the house. It looks like something may have happened in this room. There may have been a scuffle, and the tracks after a moment just disappear.
Follow the track up from where they came.
All right, so they go into the backyard and out to the street, but at that point, there's way too many people that
Okay.
you probably couldn't follow them at that point. There's too many signs of passage.
So I share that with everyone.
What kind of stone is this?
That would be knowledge nature. You might know
Um,
something.
I don't have that. I mean, I can roll anyway, but
No, you wouldn't get much. I mean, you could. Do you want to take the little pieces of sediment?
take one and ask the elves outside if they know where this came from.
So the guard looks at it. He says, "No, it definitely looks odd, but I don't recognize it." He looks to the other guard, who just shrugs. He says, "Maybe the priests?" He says, "No, I don't think they know much about the types of rocks in the area."
Ooh, wait, the druid. What's the druid's name? Oh god, I forgot her name.
Her name is Sasha. Shara,
Yeah,
sorry.
Shara, whatever her name is. She might know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good
Ruvain
idea.
says, "Well, where is this Sasha? Did you say her name was
Shara.
Shara?"
We'll get to her. So we'll report. So I'm turning to Ruven and saying, well, we have our first lead, so we'll follow that lead and we'll keep you updated. As you see, we have our own way of investigating. So we'll find you at the church if we need any more information or if we get more information. Okay.
This is excellent. Yes, I'll check in with you tomorrow if I don't hear from you. But yes, I'll let you investigate from here. If you would like, I can show you some of the older crime scenes, though there might not be as much to gain from those. But it is an option.
If there is one close by, at least I want to see if the same symbol is in it or not.
He says there is actually. This one is from about a week ago, though. Here, I'll bring you
Okay.
there anyway. There shouldn't be anyone in the house right now. It's still abandoned.
Okay.
Also, can we check one of the other houses that no one has broken into if there's a symbol already?
Just a random house.
Just a random house.
He says generally we don't do that, but I could certainly check with one of the citizens. So he'll bring you to one of the houses, knock on the door. He'll kind of explain the situation. The citizen seems a little hesitant, but he nods and kind of invites you in. You see, he is kind of there with his wife. There looks like they're having lunch together. And yeah, he says, "Yeah, I guess. How would we find the symbol?"
Kalkaro can see it.
Well, I don't know. Are we still within an hour, or do I have to recast it again?
Yeah, you're probably at about 50 minutes. You're probably at the edge of the hour.
All right. So I'll have a spider goes on the ceiling to not again step on anything in the house, and go through the rooms with my invisibility on.
So they're a little freaked out by your spider running around.
And I make it like if it's obeying Tal, as Tal is kind of entering with a spider. Seems like Tal is controlling the spider. I make it like
Yeah.
the spider move when Tal's move.
Oh wait, I forgot. It's evening time. It's later. I thought it was afternoon. All right, so it's actually dark out at this point, so they'd probably be getting ready for bed. They're a little freaked out by your spider as it's kind of skittering around. They're definitely keeping their distance. Give me a perception check.
I mean, guidance if you come to me and let me touch you.
Yeah, I would be kind of standing somewhere. So if you know that before I get in, you can help me.
All right, so D4.
Is that okay? Yeah, that's good. Hey.
So you search the house fairly thoroughly. It takes you a little while, but you don't see any invisible symbol. And I'll say, kind of towards the end of your search, the detect invisibility wears off. So you're pretty sure there's no symbol in here.
All right, yeah, didn't find anything.
Ruvain nods.
I'll have to.
Go ahead.
I have to recast the spell, but we can go to the other house where that happened, at least to make sure that part of their MO to leave that mark.
So Ruvain nods. He thanks the citizens. The guy says, "Of course," just and he gives him his name. He says, "Note that we are willing to do what it takes to help the Empire." And he nods and takes his information, possibly for some sort of social benefits. You're not sure how that works. But at that point, he leads you to the other house, which is kind of near a small forested area. There's no guards here. The house is just locked up. He says, yeah, this place, the elf living here disappeared about a week ago. He was one of the farmers of the city. Lived alone, similar to the woman. But some of his friends noticed he didn't come into work the next day. So he says, shoot, I don't have the keys. He looks to the guard. He says, I might need you to go get the keys for the house at the temple. And the guard would nod. And he says, it might be a little bit, if you don't mind waiting.
While he's doing that, I'm going to do the same thing, see invisibility again, cast the beast and spell, and send Dicha up to the wall to each opening to see if any opening, if there's any way to get in the house from like the roof or a window or anything like that.
Yeah, there actually is a chimney, which Deja's small, right?
No, she's medium, so she probably can squeeze in a small conduit.
That's true. She's a spider,
not in a teeny one.
All right, so yeah, I'll say there's a chimney, and she squeezes in, spider climbing into the house. And go ahead and give me perception as you start looking through her eyes.
So I'll signal to Tal that I'm in for his guidance.
Give me that sweet god juice.
Yeah, that's so perception again. Oh man, my rolls are terrible.
Luckily, you have the D4.
Yeah. Wow.
15.
Barely.
So yeah, I mean, you see more signs of passage. You don't find any blood. You do find some sediment again. That strange sediment. And you would find another one of those chalk markings that is invisible. It looks like the same thing, probably just in a different room.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll let them know. Everybody knows. And coming back out by the chimney saying, yeah, we can, I mean, we have the same sediment and the same symbol, so same people doing this kidnapping.
Did you tell Ruvain you were doing that, or did you just do it?
Yeah. No,
okay.
I'm telling Riven telepathically and Tal because he's next to me.
So Ruvain nods. He says, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess you probably don't have to wait here. That probably is. Well, I guess you can if you want to search further, but if you want to take off, I can just wait for the guard to return. It's probably going to be a bit.
Unless some of my friends want to do something more here.
Wait, you said that the woman had a family, but they weren't living at the house when she went missing, right?
Yeah, she was a grandmother, and her husband had died.
And you said the farmer had a family, but they weren't here either?
No, the farmer didn't have a family. He was living alone here. His friends at the farm noticed he was missing, because he was a worker on the southern farm. He says, down the street.
Where's her family then, the woman's family? Where are they? The husband and the child, if she has one.
Oh, they live in town here. Did you want to try to speak to them?
No, but I just don't get why they're not living with her.
Well, I mean, sometimes children move out when they get older to pursue their own goals, and they're often given a house within the city. I don't remember offhand what her daughter did, but yeah, she is married, and she has her own family.
All of those abductions are happening within the city, and there's no missing people who went missing outside of the city walls.
Says, well, people go missing outside the city all the time. It's generally frowned upon to leave the city unless you're traveling with a caravan. The wastes or what would they be called? Like the nature parts of the Shadowfell are extremely dangerous. Most people don't just leave the city.
And you wouldn't know if people who are outside the city have gone missing anyway, because they could be kidnapped, killed by wild creatures, or
Yeah,
I mean,
out
aren't
into-
there like hunters going out or something?
a lot of our food is gotten through farming. We do have some scouts who hunt within the forests, but those are all within pretty protected groups. We haven't had any mysterious disappearances. I mean, scouts get killed sometimes, but it's usually when groups get attacked and those deaths are recorded. But no, we haven't seen any mysterious disappearances outside the city. And as your friend said, if someone goes out there and they don't tell us, then yeah, they could go missing and we wouldn't know about it. Most of these have been internal within the city, which is why it has caused more suspicion.
they happen all over the city, or just in this small part where the lower income families live?
He says several have happened here. There's been a couple in the southern parts of the city. That's not as that's I wouldn't say a richer or rich area, but it's a more well-off area. And I think there was one that happened in the northeast part of the city, kind of where near where the inn is, but that one was much longer. Or
And
that
all
was
of them were living alone, as assumed.
yeah, most of them. The abductions generally had no witness, if that's what they were. Which it seems like you were able to find more information than our people. So it sounds like that is what they were. If someone was watching. Now, did you tell him you didn't find tracks leaving the house?
Yeah, well, for that new house, you mean?
No, for the previous house. The one you had where you found tracks coming in but not leaving.
Yeah, I would have mentioned that to everybody,
Okay.
which means, I mean, I'm kind of surmise that they probably teleported out with their victim or something like that,
All right.
or dimension door, or misty, well, dimension door,
Some kind
misty
of
step.
some kind of teleportation magic.
Yeah.
All right. So what does the group want to do?
Well, asking Ruben, is there any kind of form of protection against teleportation, or in the city, or like only certain people can do it, and magically enforced or not?
He says, well, in the city proper, I mean, I don't think there's any magics to stop teleportation. I don't know much about that. I believe that the temple has something, I think the priestess calls it a dimensional anchor or something.
Okay.
But yeah, the city itself, the only protections it has are the standard ones offered by the relic, which protects the relics that protect all the cities from the dark influences of the Shadowfell, the madness of the void.
The frolic are those?
He says,
Are they like,
yeah, so basically the Shadowfell, due to its proximity to the void, will cause madness if you're not within a settlement that has the protection of the Raven Queen. And there are relics buried below the settlements that basically channel her energies to protect the people within each settlement or city. So if you're out in the wild too long without the correct protections, you could go mad because you wouldn't be under the protection of the Raven Queen's relics.
I see. So,
And I think you actually researched that back when you were researching the Shadowfell. It may have been a while though.
all right. Well, so we're getting close to the long rest, right? At that point.
Yeah, it's late in the evening, so you're heading back to your inn.
folks back to the inn, and then we go to see the druid Shara tomorrow.
Well, do we know where she is?
You said it's
But is she...
like more than 10 minutes to the end.
Yeah, it's probably about a 20-minute, half-hour
Can
walk
I
over
do
there.
a ritual while walking?
I believe you can. I don't think you have to be standing still.
I'm gonna like while we're walking, I'm gonna just hold the sediment we found and identify it.
All right. So it does look a little bit weird as you're walking through the street, but it's late at night, so I'll say not too many people are watching. So you identify the sediment, but you don't really get much from it. It's not, you don't think it's magical.
But it should still tell me exactly what it is.
Give me identify. If it's magic item or some other magic imbued. Yeah, I don't think it does anything just for normal stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you probably wouldn't get anything from it. Alright. So as for where Shara is, last you saw her, she was at the inn. She's probably staying here, but you haven't seen her recently.
We're going to look for her when we get to the inn.
Okay. So you look around. You actually would find her in the tavern, drinking and talking to some Shadowkai individuals. Looks like she's just relaxing, having well, it looks like maybe some kind of wine. So she would greet you. She says, "Oh, friends, haven't seen you all day. How goes your search?"
Oh, hi. We've been kind of busy. Quick question. I'm gonna take the mineral from Talango. Do you have any idea what this could be?
Trying to find her picture. Oh, there she is. She takes a look at it. She says, "Oh, I do actually." She says, "This is a form of obsidian." She says, "I don't see it often in this area. Where did you find it?"
Long story, explain later. Just tell us where it's from.
She says, "Well, there's a couple of places, but nearby, I know of a waterfall that is, well, it's not the most inviting place, but there's a large amount of it near the waterfall that is kind of northeast of here."
Okay.
She says, outside of town, maybe a couple hours to the northeast, there's a huge waterfall that comes off the mountains, and there's a whole bunch of obsidian deposits in the caves over there. There's also other areas, but that's the closest one I know of.
Could you lead us there tomorrow morning? Are you staying for the night?
She says, "Yeah, I figured I'd stay in town a bit. I was gonna go try to get into the shadow market," she says, lowering her voice. Oh, by the way, she sent all the people who were talking to her away when you came, so it's just you all at the table now.
Okay.
But
you're probably also going back there tomorrow if you want to come with us.
She says, "Yeah, I couldn't find my usual contact that gets me in there. So you found someone who could?"
We got a token that will let us back in.
Ah, all right. Yeah, sure. I'll definitely head in there with you. I was gonna take a look at some of the nature components they had for sale.
Question: the waterfall. Have you seen any like signs that people are there, that it's being used, that people are using it as a crossing section?
She says, "Oh, I tend to stay away from that area. There's a lot of negative energy which attracts wraiths and shadows. But yeah, I haven't actually been in the caves. I just know of them. Well, no, that's not true. I've been up there a couple of times, but yeah, it's been a while, and I try to avoid those areas."
Do we want to go there alone, or do we not want to take the city guard?
No, we don't want to go there alone. But
So
for the minute, we don't even know if there's anything there. We just know it's the most local place where they've got obsidian. It could be anywhere.
She says, "Well, it's not exactly obsidian. It's a more rare form of obsidian. But yeah, I mean, it's true. There could be other places around here I don't know of. That's the only one I know for sure where it is."
We certainly want to investigate this one because obsidian seems to have been kind of something that we have met in Gaian quite a bit too, and maybe related to what we are seeking too. So we'll see. That's our. Well, I'm probably going to retire for the evening. If you guys decide to do something, you can always kind of knock on my door, but I'll bid you all a good night.
And she nods. She says, "Yeah, I'll meet you all down here in the morning."
I mean, should I message Ruvain and ask him if he wants to come with us tomorrow?
Do you want to ask the law-abiding cleric? Does he want to go to the Shadow Market?
No, to the waterfall.
Well, isn't Ruvain coming to see us to take us to go talk to his temple tomorrow morning anyway?
He was going to check in with you if he didn't see you tomorrow. He said he'd come check in tomorrow in the afternoon or evening, if you didn't come see him before then.
All right.
Because you told him you wanted to do some investigating by yourselves, and he said that was fine.
Do the Shadow Market, then we meet Ruvain afterwards, and then we go and explore the water.
Well, I think we should do, unless we need something from the Shadow Market before we do the exploration. I think we need to go to the waterfall first, then Shadow Market, then Ruven.
Yeah.
Why the waterfall first?
Because we have the lead, and we don't know if there is any other disappearance that may happen during the night.
Wait,
it won't
disappear? Or wait, are you talking mentally or?
Well, I assume if okay, well, maybe yeah, I'm not there already.
Riven's
but
not talking mentally. Riven's talking out loud because he's talking to the two of them.
Okay.
Because I ain't got it in me to be a relay.
Yeah. So Shara would say, "Wait, abduction? Wait, what happened?" Suddenly,
hang on. I've got something that'll save time. Encode thoughts to bring what we've learned. Like, I'm going to encode thoughts, and then I'm just going to, through the aberrant mind telepathic speech, just implant it all in her head. Just save time and conversation.
Are you just telling her mentally, or are you using a spell to do something else?
I'm going to use the encode thoughts cantrip to pull out what I know.
Oh, you're doing the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, basically, and then use telepathic speech to put it into her head.
I see.
Yeah. I'm doing the Dumbledore thing.
Okay, I see. So you can transfer what you pull out. Alright. So she seems very concerned. She says, yeah, we should definitely go in the morning. If we can help this abducted person, we should do that quickly.
The thing. It's not going to make a difference if we go in the morning or the afternoon. It really won't. Like, at this point, it's late.
We want to, like, Sybil is offering us help with, what was the name of the fortress? Whatever, with our friends. And, yeah, so we might, and we wanted to teleport there using,
plane shift.
So we should go in the evening to him. So if he wants to come with us with some of his elites, we can take him with us with plane shift. Go to the fort with him. So we should do that last.
if we go to the waterfall, there's every chance we won't have the spell usable.
She says, well,
They don't seem too dangerous. They target people who are alone.
And they've managed to keep every single person they've took. And they're in a place that the druid
civilians, an old woman, the farmer.
And they're in a place that the druid has said has wraiths in. I'm going to go with they're not easily beaten. Also, these are people who have managed to get into a house, kidnap someone, spy on them using a form of a clairvoyancy rune writing spell, and then get out of the place without leaving any exits. They've at least got some magical talent.
Yeah, but we've beaten wraiths since, like, before we were strong enough to cast plane shift.
She says...
You're assuming that's the strongest thing there.
If it comes to that, then... we don't go tomorrow, but I doubt we will need it.
Says, well, if someone's been kidnapped, we should try to do what we can to help them as soon as possible.
They were kidnapped a few days ago. It's not going to make a difference if we go in the morning or in the afternoon. It really won't.
I still feel like we should go as quickly as we can, but I will help you however you think is best, she says.
Right, well, I'm not doing anything tonight. I'm going to bed.
Me too.
She says, I might stay up a little bit. I'm going to, hang out, but I'll definitely see you all in the morning.
I'm just gonna message Ruvain and tell him that we're gonna investigate the waterfall tomorrow, and if he wants to come with a few of his men, he's welcome.
You're using...
I'm using sending.
Sending? Okay. He would send back, yes, if you think you need help with what you're looking into, I can bring some soldiers. Alright, so the evening will pass.
Before Riven goes to sleep, Riven's going to send a message to the Seelie Queen, the Unseelie Queen, asking them to find out if there was anything major that happened like 100 years ago, like in the Feywild, like a ripple effect from the destruction of Issyk. Yeah, he's going to do that.
How are you messaging them?
Sending.
Okay. So you would probably message one of her people. I don't know if you would message her directly. Isn't she kind of like a god?
She's our aunt.
But,
whoever. I'm just sending a message like to them, to whoever I would know, the best person.
Okay,
to ask.
so the basically the people who you're working with. Yeah, because I'm assuming
both for Seelie and Unseelie, because I'm guessing
to the courts.
they'll
Okay.
both give, in asking to find out.
So you ask them if there's been any ripple effects 100 years ago from the destruction of Issyk?
Just to do some research as well. If they don't know, to do research to find out, and they can get back to me.
They would... Have you told them about the Shadowlord yet? Or is this the first time?
Yes, okay. I told them... I told them or I told the Queens a bit about it.
Okay.
Before we came to the Shadowfell.
So they'll basically say they can look into it, and to keep the information coming.
Cool.
Alright, so evening is passing. You would go to sleep. It is now the 27th of winter. You wake up in the morning. Everything is fine. I'll say that the city is feeding you, so you don't have to worry about food. Go ahead and do a long rest.
Yep.
So yeah, in the morning, you would all, I assume, meet kind of downstairs in the tavern area to have some breakfast. Shara is there. She seems happy and bright-eyed and ready to go. She says,
So in the morning, I will have changed Dija to a bat. She would be a flying bat and not a spider anymore.
so you have a bat on your shoulder now?
Yeah, it's kind of probably not too heavy to be. It's a medium-sized creature still.
Oh, it's a huge bat.
Yeah, it's a big bat.
Oh my god, it's bigger than me.
Are you leaving her in your room then?
I will leave her in my room until we leave. Yes, and so yes. But
Okay.
she's a one that's
All right. So you are meeting up in the tavern. As I said, Shara is there. She seems like she's in a good mood. And she says, "Are we ready to get going?
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully save some people from being kidnapped."
Well, from having their soul torn from them, for sure. I mean, we already saved this one from being a mind flare experiment, and I'm pointing to Tal.
She says, "Oh, I'll have to hear that story sometime." She smiles at you, Tal.
No, thank you.
We're not going after your friends anymore.
We are, but I mean, we need 2 plane shifts to teleport to the thingy, so we have to until today evening.
Yeah, I think you. Well, I think that you had said you'd speak more to Ruvain, or not Ruvain. The other one, Civil, because he was going to tell his Midnight Pyre people about what's going on, and they were possibly going to help you. That's why you haven't gone yet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, and the Kala had also pointed out that we can't go in a kind of Nightwalker territory without having a way to go out by teleportation. So, and I don't think we have that yet.
Yeah, because plane shift isn't precise unless you're using a circle of teleportation, and I don't think you know of any there. So you would appear somewhere in the area, but yeah, not necessarily inside the protection of the fort, or yeah, you could be.
To today in the evening, we plane shift back to Gaian. Then we, on the next day in the morning, we plane shift into the Shadowfield next to the keep. Then wait, then have a long rest, like scout the area. And then on the next day, we can plane shift back home if we need to.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we do a break, actually, because we're over halfway through. So let's take a break and come back in a little bit.
He died.
All right.
Why are we waiting until this evening to plane shift rather than doing it last evening?
Because they want to go and find to go to the waterfall to see if the people who've been kidnapped are there.
So they're getting sidetracked. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, is everyone back? Is everyone there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So, the group is heading out of the city following Shara.
Did we gather Ravane?
Yeah, so Ruvain would meet you in the morning at the inn with a couple of guards. He says, how much of a force do you think we'll need for this?
Honestly, I think the 4 of us would be enough, but any help is appreciated.
He nods and says, I'm not too versed in fighting undead. Do you think my soldiers, oh wait, you told him about the wraiths, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, do you think my soldiers, I guess, do you think we'll need more of a force that's specialized in this, or do you think the 4 of you can handle it?
Like I said, I think we can handle it.
Okay.
Anyone without a magic weapon is probably useless anyway.
He says, I know there are some priests, but it would probably take a little while for me to be able to get them. So maybe, why don't you go first, and if you think you need help, I can get some more people for the job. It would just take some time.
Yeah.
Let us know, let me know what you find there. Because I just worry about bringing guards outside of town if this is going to involve undead. We're more for keeping peace within the city. This sounds like a more specialized job.
Why let their people get killed when they can send people like us out to die? Very.
He
No,
says, yeah. Why is that guy such an asshole, he says under his breath to you.
We are in the Shadowfell and people are scared of the undead. That's kind of weird.
He says, yeah, well, we don't have undead wandering around our cities. Generally, they're more of a danger outside the city. And we do have people specialized in to fight the undead. It's more of a realm of the priests and the followers of the Raven Queen. But normal folk don't deal with undead on a regular basis. Anyway, yeah, just let me know if you do need someone like a priest to help with this. We can make it happen. It'll just take some time because they're not always on call. He says those who deal with this sort of thing, even though this is the Shadowfell, they're not common. I mean, you all know that you're pretty powerful mercenaries. There's not a lot of people at your power level within the world. They exist, but they're more spread out.
If you don't think you can handle it, we can take it.
He nods and he says, and if you think it's too much for you, we can definitely assist. We just need to assemble a force to do so. It's kind of short notice.
Okay, then. I'll just message you again.
Oh, he says, I'll wait at the tavern, and just in case, I'll start trying to get a priestess to help you. It'll just, in case this doesn't go well, they can come with you on your next venture outward. So don't be afraid to retreat to the city if things go poorly.
Sure.
All right. So is that it? Are you ready to head out?
Yeah.
Riven, Ripple, Calgrod.
Yeah, I am.
All right. So the group is heading north through the forest. Shar is leading you, so I won't ask you to pathfind or anything. She seems to know these areas pretty well. You would reach a very large waterfall. Shara would lead you up to the edge and say, usually I turn into something flying or something that can climb to get to the caves behind the waterfall. Are you all okay at climbing?
Well, actually, so I would have our bat kind of fly over us during the trip
Okay.
and kind of stay on a holding pattern above us, like maybe 60 feet above us.
Okay. So the bat's flying around up there. How are you
Yeah.
gonna climb up to get behind the waterfall?
Can the bat attach a rope up there?
I can climb up there with a rope. I do not have one in my inventory, so you
Yeah, you'd
this
probably need at least 100 feet of rope and a
okay.
piton to attach it up there, or a grappling hook.
So if any of you have that, I can leave you my backpack and go with the rope and the python. But I don't have rope myself. I
Riven just
actually
flies off because I've got rope and a python, and I'm just like, yeah, let's
okay.
just do this quicker. I
Hi.
can fly.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you using to fly?
My wings as a fairy.
All right. So you fly up there with the rope,
I will do the same and just follow.
and you attach it, sending the rope down. And you have 100 feet of rope.
I got hemp rope. I don't know how far that is.
Generally, it's 50 feet unless you buy extra.
Okay, I got 50 feet. Anyone else got rope?
Not me. So you need
Shara would say, yeah, I have 50 feet. I can tie it to the end of yours.
Okay. Then.
All right, so she ties hers to yours. You attach it, and everyone's climbing up. It's a little treacherous because you have to avoid the water, and it's kind of slippery. So the DC is going to be 10. Usually it would be easy, but because of the extra conditions, it's a little bit harder. It's an athletics check.
I fall down.
You don't fall down because you're kind of at the bottom, but you would have a little bit of trouble. So what about the rest of you?
oh,
I can
I'll
fly.
use my climbing speed.
Okay, so
And
you
we're
just
flying.
yeah. All right, so I guess it's only Tal. Tal, give me a second attempt.
I guidance myself. Um.
Okay. So you're getting a little tired, but luckily on the second attempt, you kind of find your footing and get up there. So I'll say, yeah, with the second attempt, you're okay. But immediately as you climb up here, I think some of you might feel a bit off. Let me check your alignments. Is anyone good aligned? I think you are, right,
Yes.
Tal?
No, I'm lawful neutral.
Oh. For some reason I thought you were good. Who's good?
Ripple and Sprig.
So something about this place is uncomfortable to you. Like almost immediately as you fly up into this cave behind the waterfall, you feel like there's something rotten or corrupt about this place. Almost like it's sapping you.
Okay.
The rest of you probably wouldn't feel anything. You would just notice that there's a lot of dark vegetation and what looks like withering vegetation. Almost like there's some kind of energy sapping the life force of things in this area. Shara seems a little uncomfortable. She says, I hate being up here. If it's okay with you, I'll wait out here, she says. I don't really want to go into the cave.
Might be safe if you stay with us.
She says, give me a persuasion check. She says, I've never been deeper into the caves here. If something came out, I could just retreat down the side of the mountain. But, yeah, unless you think you really need my help in there.
Well, hold on. Before we get into the cave, let me do a kind of a scouting flyover with a bat to see if there's any other entrance or access that could be seen.
So basically, I'll give you a better description of the cave. So behind the waterfall, there is about a 40-foot wide opening that's just filled with like moss and shrubbery. And inside there are smaller caves that go deeper. One such cave looks like it is heavily affected by necrotic energies, as there are a bunch of dead plants near it. The other caves don't go too far in, so this might be the one you would want to go into.
So if everybody is okay, before we go further, now that we see the cave, I'll call Dija to me. I'll do the beast sense, the beast bond, and have her fly above the water on top of the waterfall and kind of fly around in circle, see if there is any kind of smoke or another opening up there that's not as obvious as this one.
Okay.
And do that for if you guys are okay to wait for 1 hour, give us a chance to do at least some kind of scouting that way. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So beast sense away.
Yeah, so she's flying around up there.
Right.
Shara is looking around in here. She says there's definitely some signs of passage. Looks like someone has been around this area recently. And she points out some boot prints. Your bat, if it's flying around up top, it doesn't really see much in the way of smoke. There's a bunch of probably smaller caves on the edge of the cliff face above. This cliff goes pretty high. The waterfall falls down several times and then like kind of continues and falls again. So she would find other caves up there, but they're kind of detached from this area, so you wouldn't be sure if they connect.
And, if she looks at the cave, she doesn't feel or see the dead vegetation. She's just like flying or like hanging at the top of the cave at the entrance, looking if the vegetation seems.
Give me a perception.
All right.
So yeah, it looks like most of the caves that you're seeing are just normal. Normal for the Shadowfell, the nature of what's growing up there. You don't find anything that's dying or wilted like there is in this one.
Alright, so after 1 hour of kind of scouting, as the spell kind of ends, I'm kind of...
And real quick, Shara would point out where the dark obsidian deposits are in the area.
Alright.
So, yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
So, yeah, I'm kind of reporting to everybody. There doesn't seem to be any other entrance, so I'm going to cast a Find Traps before we get further. And get the spell going here. And I'm probably going to give... So, I'm going to give that.
So you would actually right away, as you cast Find Traps, you would see a magical. Hang on, what does this tell you? Yes, you would sense that there is an alarm spell cast on the entryway of this cave, several, maybe 20 or 30 feet in.
Yeah, I mean, if you spent an hour scouting, I would probably detect magic in that time.
All
So,
right. Does Detect Magic reveal an alarm spell? I think it would. So you might see some sort of magical signature there, but yeah, the Find Traps would identify that as an alarm spell to you, Calgrod.
Right. Well, I'm kind of pointing that out. Like, I mean, Tal obviously knew there was something going on, so that's an alarm. They have some kind of alarm. Can we dispel that?
can I spell it, or I can walk through? Do we care if they know?
No, we don't. We care if they don't know we're coming. For the sake of any hostage, if there is any hostage.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on.
All right. So you spend a 3rd level spell, and the alarm would wink out. You think it should be safe.
Aye, so within line of sight, so within 100. Well, I don't know how far I can see, but that's the only trap that I can see at the entrance.
Yeah, you don't see any other traps.
Aye. So I am going to give the eye, the 300 feet dark vision to Tal. Riven, Ripple, do you need anything like that, or you're good?
I've got
I can
Devil's
just
Sight.
and I can just cast light, so I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So I'll give that to Tal and Dija then.
Shara.
Dija,
Oh, go ahead.
yep. The Dija is going just to land and like land above us and stay a little bit behind. But she will progress like 30 feet behind us, staying on the like flying from one nook to the other on the ceiling.
So Shara says there's definitely something unnatural about this place. Are you sure you all don't want to just tell the priests and let them try to handle this? I worry for your
Well,
safety.
they certainly have magic, and but they don't know we are there. So let's keep it that way. But let's see what we are dealing with right now. If we can do that service for the city, that would be even better for our discussions, right?
And she nods and says, all right, well, just good luck in there. Be careful.
So I'm fine. So I'm fine scouting a little bit ahead of you guys if you want, and stealthing if we want to progress slowly. What are the two fairies want to do?
I'd say scout and stealth.
Right.
Sure.
So getting my shield out as usual and starting to make progress among the area over there.
So you're going in alone to scout it out first?
Yep.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Alright, so stealth check is coming. Come on.
Oof.
I rolled terrible.
I mean, 14 is still pretty good, but yeah, that's
14 is pretty good.
you're maybe you're a little bit disappointed in yourself. All right. So as you get deeper into this cave, any sort of life is just gone now. Like it definitely, even for you, it almost feels like this place is sapping you a little. As you wander forward, do you have Deja with you?
Disha is back with the other. She doesn't make stealth check.
Okay.
In flight mode.
So yeah, you see up ahead, the cave widens a little, and you get to a point where you would notice some sort of strange. Actually, wait. What's your passive perception in darkness?
Well, with dark vision, so in dim light, you mean? So it would be 12.
Yeah, because you'd be at disadvantage. So you
Yeah.
would notice some kind of looks like a rune etched into the stone on the wall of the cave here.
Okay. So some can. Okay, so I'll stop over there. Kind of signal the others to come back. Point at the rune.
Right.
Point at Tal.
So you're signaling them to come forward?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll bring them onto the map.
I'm going to be like against the wall over there.
Ripple, and Riven. And you said you gave Tal dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I give him the eyes of the night for 1 hour.
All right, let me give that to him. Or I should say give it to his token. So 300 feet. Oh, let me give it the gray hue. It's dark vision. There you go. All right, so yeah, you would all see there's some sort of marking on the cave wall here. Riven, you're casting light on something?
On my arcane focus next. Yeah.
All right, I can just put on your token.
Okay.
Light. There you go. So what do you all want to do?
That's probably where they scouted from.
So the rune is right there. If you want to dispel it, it's over there. You can check if it's magical.
Right here.
You can do that on the way out.
Well, we are going. If it's a glyph, we are going to be affected by it when we cross it.
Is it a trap?
It's probably a trap. Yeah.
If you want to take a look at it, you can use religion to know more.
Okay.
All right, so Tal, you examine it. You believe that this is some sort of magical trap. It will probably activate if you cross path or go past it. You can use Dispel Magic, or you could try to dispel it with a ritual that'll take 50 gold pieces worth of religious components.
Okay, then let's do Dispel Magic again, I guess.
We may have to do a bunch of that as we are getting through.
Those spell slots
Yeah.
will add up over time.
Alright, so you spend another spell slot, and the rune is indeed dispelled. It's most likely safe to cross now, you believe.
Alright, so I keep scouting ahead again and moving forward discreetly as much as I can, getting along the wall, watching for any other rune.
Alright, so when you get to this point, with your hearing, your passive hearing, you think there is a noise coming from the caves over here.
On here?
Over here. It sounds like some sort of gurgling noise.
So I'm kind of signaling them to hold behind the wall over there, and going to sneak to the edge to try to take a peek.
Alright, you peek over, and something is floating through the air.
Uh-oh.
A white-eyed creature that's kind of twitching and just like looking around is floating through the air over there.
So I'll telepathically tell them there is some kind of floating eye with kind of tentacles or tendrils or something like that. He got a big mouth with a lot of fangs.
Okay. I tell Ripple and Tal that.
You see it move past, then you can no longer see it. It went somewhere to the south.
So does it seem it hurt me or not?
You don't think so. It just kind of,
Okay.
you're not sure how perceptive it is, but it didn't seem to notice you. You do have a
Okay.
14, so maybe it's not all that perceptive.
So I'm going to head over there and try to kind of keep behind that passage here, that kind of obstacle.
Okay.
And so I don't see anything ahead. So kind of talking back to Riven telepathically. Okay, we probably need to take it out. So I can try to kind of attack by surprise, and then you guys jump in. Are we trying that? Ask the others.
I'll ask the others.
Right. So you're mentally
Uh,
communicating.
Yeah.
Calgrad, I can't communicate telepathically with the other ones whilst I've got a connection with him. I've only got it for 11 minutes. Yeah, so I'll ask him, go, right, he basically wants us to attack the thing while he attacks from the other side. Do we want to do that or no?
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Then, yeah, I'll telepathically say, they're good. They say yes.
So I'm going to get my wand out, point the wand at the creature, and blast a wand of a lightning bolt through on the creature over there.
All right. So give me initiative rolls.
Initiative here. Let's do that.
And give me one moment.
I'm going to call out to Riven saying the ground on the left side seems to be a bit unsteady. Be careful if you get over there.
I'll tell it to both of them.
I don't walk.
Aye.
I know, but I'm
That's
still
fine.
saying it. I don't walk either, but it's still something I'm saying.
All right. So the first act is going to be, I guess, Riven. So
No, I
you
can't
see Calgrod in the darkness up ahead. You see an outline of him as he begins to use his magical wand. But you can act first. What do you want to do?
Right. If I see where it is, can I? No, I can't, because I can't see anything at the minute. I'll have to move. Okay. I fly.
It's on the right. It's on the right.
I know, but I can't see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you have to approach.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep.
I barely see you. Damn it. Yeah. Me still can't see, but he said to the right, so I'm just gonna fire 3 Eldritch Blasts in that direction and hope I hit it.
All right. So like what over here?
Oh no, wait. No, I'll say, yeah, I'll have to Eldritch Blast because I can't see. What can I do? I could go on. That's yeah. I'll just Eldritch Blast in the direction I think it's at.
Alright, so you blast kind of to the right of Calgrod, but your blast would
Yeah.
just kind of fly through the cavern and not hit anything.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, so you would now hear stirring to the north. The sprite goes. Someone talking?
No, it's just going to move and then turn invisible.
Alright, so he moves up, turning invisible. Calgrod. You get your blast off as lightning goes sizzling down the corridor there.
Yes.
The creature, I think it's a dex save, right?
It does. So it's just a level 3. Lightning bolt, DC 15, dexterity save.
No, it is completely caught off guard as it is struck by a bunch of lightning. How does it feel about lightning damage? It is not a fan, so it takes 28. And it sort of gurgles a bit as some black goo falls out of its mouth and it turns towards you.
So I am looking at this weird thing over there, and I am going to call upon.
And you did hear something stirring to the north, by the way.
Yes. So I'm going to cast a sanctuary spell on myself.
Okay. So you, as a bonus action, chant protecting yourself for a minute. Go ahead
And
and
move behind over there, and call Dija to move, just to do your regular move. So Dija is doing. Done. Sorry, I don't remember what's her speed when she flies. I'm not using it very often. So she's flying up 60 feet. Okay.
could you add her to the initiative and just put her underneath you?
Oh, okay. Because she's acting on my turn.
Oh, she doesn't get a turn?
No. She's always. Come on. Trying to kind of get this.
Thought she went in the turn right after yours, but all right, that's fine.
Yes. So she's moving. I'm trying to do the waypoint thing, but I'm getting some trouble here. So she's going to move 60 feet here and dodge.
All right, you don't want to hold down Q. You just press Q for each waypoint.
Oh, for each. Okay.
Because or else it just puts like 100 waypoints down, and yeah.
Okay, I got it.
All right, so she's flying over there. It'll just take her a while because it's registering all those. Tal, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna move up here. And I can't see the thing, right?
So far I don't think you could see it from where you are.
Okay. I also couldn't see it from. Do I hear also something from the north? Probably yes.
So you heard something from up here, and you heard something from over here.
And so there's more coming. I'm just gonna cast Spiritual Guardians.
Okay. So you summon your Radiant Protectors as they begin flying around you in a, 15-foot radius? Yep.
Yeah. And that's my turn. I'm gonna do the radius in a minute.
All right. So that is it for you. There's more stirring to the north. The zombie is surprised because he did not hear you, so he just kind of sits there. Ripple. He starts turning around, coming in this direction, but he doesn't get to go yet.
Bonus action elemental gift. We'll hold an Eldritch Blast.
Alright, so you're keeping an eye out for enemies. You would hear more stirring deeper in the cave, Calgrod, from up here. But you don't see anything yet. Everyone else is surprised. New round. Alright, so at this point, there is definite noise from the north. As a creature comes into view. It looks like a skeleton comes shambling around the turn up there. And just kind of chitters as it pulls out its bow, but can't fire just yet. Another one follows it from behind, also pulling out a bow, but again, unable to do anything because it had to double move. Can you see those up there, Ripple?
I can.
So you probably could fire at the first one if you want to use your reaction.
I could. I'll hold it for now if that's okay.
Alright, so you don't use your reaction. Riven, what are you going to do?
I can't see anything, but I'm not brave. So I will fly.
You definitely hear something moving up to the north.
I know, but I can't see it. I will fly and hide behind Tal and
Okay.
use him as cover.
Use all his army of radiant
Yep.
guys to... Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Anything else? Dodge action?
Yeah, I'll just do a dodge action. Yeah.
Okay, more noise as another skeleton comes into view. This one was closer, so it's gonna see Calgrod and fire an arrow at you.
I will use my reaction now.
Okay. So you fire at it as it is firing at Calgrod. It does not do very well, and Calgrod will easily dodge that. Go ahead and take your shot.
I'll dump and I'll just blast into each of them. So, closest.
Alright. So, 24 will strike for 2 damage on the first one.
Plus 4 fire.
Okay, so 6.
Second one's a 14 and I only ignore half cover.
That would actually hit. They're not very well armored.
Then...
So 5 force. Alright, you blast the second one for 5.
Okay. Plus 5 damage to each of these rolls. Agonizing Blast isn't applying.
Okay.
I will add it to the next roll.
What about the third one?
Oh, it didn't roll to attack.
Alright, so the third one is struck for 8 points of damage. Okay, so it is wounded with that. Actually, they would all be wounded with the plus 5. So you blast the 3 of them as they're coming out with your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Please mark yourself accordingly. And that is it for the skeleton sprite. Sprig.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do much here. That's his turn. Dodge.
Alright, Calgrod.
Is there room to hide in that pile here or not?
You could hide behind it. It's like a 2-foot, basically pile of rubble. Looks like a partial cave-in.
Okay,
Or
so
difficult
that would
terrain.
be on difficult terrain. Okay, so I am going to do a moonbeam over there, and but I'm not going to affect the creatures yet. So to keep my sanctuary a bit longer, and So Moonbeam is coming here. It's right here. So I'm going to cast it at level 4.
Alright, so you chant summoning radiant energies as there is an explosion of light. Where are you putting it?
Dim radiant lights. So I'm putting it right at the entrance where they are coming from. Let me try to find the spell effect. It's a cube 10 feet. No, it's a spell 10 feet circle. Right there.
Does it give off light?
It gives off dim light inside the spell.
Inside. Alright, I would mark that. I guess I'll just put 1 foot of low light. Alright, so you put it in front of them?
Yeah, I don't know if I can block the passage. But the intent is to try to block the passage to force them to go through it if they want to cross.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, I'm going to move back because they have range attack. So I'm going to move back here next to Tal, and I will have Dija hold the pattern here by the wall and continue to dodge.
Alright, mark yourself with the 1 minute timer and concentration.
Yes.
Tal, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna cast, or like, I'm gonna move up a bit. Oh, it's wrong. I still can't see the big thing.
Yeah, I'm telling Tal it's going to come from the right, and it was 100 feet away, so it may take 1 or 2 rounds for it to come to us. Don't go past that Dija, so he cannot see you.
Okay, then I'm gonna stay here and cast Target Dead on the first skeleton.
Oh, and I'm going to put the minute timer. Oh, wait, no, your thing lasts 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need the minute timer. Alright, so you chant summoning necrotic energies, casting Toll the Dead. I assume on the first skeleton?
Yep.
Alright. It will indeed try to resist. Using a wisdom save. Oh, it will not resist. It kind of falls apart as your withering energies like just destroy all its joints and the bones crumble to the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright. You would hear something larger kind of charging through the darkness up north. Coming into view right there. It looks like the other skeletons, but it is a huge one. Wielding a very large axe. It's going to come down this way, squeezing, and then it's going to dash, not seeming to care about your moonbeam. So what's the save?
15, I believe it is a wisdom check. Let me double check. Didn't it show the spell? Should have showed the spell, right? Oh yeah, Moonbeam. Yeah. So
Wisdom?
Yeah, it's a DC 15. It's a Constitution saving throw. Sorry.
Con? All
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, he would make it, but he would take half damage, so go ahead, give me a roll.
So you would take 4d10.
So he is seared for 5 points as he rushes through the moonbeam, charging at Tal, entering your thing, Tal. What would he take for that? Or that's a wisdom save?
Yep.
Okay, so more radiant energy. searing him. Oh, he would make it, I think. Yeah, with a natural 20, he takes 4. And he's going to come at you, trying to gore you with his horns. Luckily, you are ready for him and you block with your shield. That is it for him. More skeleton movement. This one has to double move, so it just comes into view this turn with its bow. Alright, and the big beholder. Actually, a different one comes into view up here. And I think you can see Deja from there, so it is going to attack him. You see one of its eye stalks start twitching as it fires something at Deja. She has to make a con saving throw.
Okay, so through here. So
Alright.
she got
Yeah,
and
so
I think she has a +4 for that because of my proficiency.
alright, so she is struck. Luckily, her body resists it as the beholder creature moves towards you all. That is it for that thing. You hear more noise as another skeleton comes charging around the corner up here. It's gonna come down this way towards Deja, having to make a save for Tal's thing. It's wisdom.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one.
It would fail, taking 12 radiant damage as it attempts to gore Deja. But it would completely miss. Alright. The beholder zombie that you actually did shoot is gonna kind of move up this way. And it as well is gonna look, seeing Deja around the corner there. Yeah, I can barely see her, but it's gonna fire a ray at her. She needs to make a con save. As another ray comes towards her.
That is 14 total with my proficiency bonus.
So does it use the +1 for her con and your proficiency bonus?
Yes.
Okay. So that would make it so she resists, however.
Yeah, actually, I have +5 proficiency bonus.
She would still take 22 necrotic damage from the blast.
Alright, so she's down. So actually, how much? 0.34. Alright, so 22 down.
That is it for that thing. Ripple. You hear a bunch of movement. You see Deja taking blasts from somewhere down the corridor.
Perfect. We'll get this guy to do a wisdom saving throw, 5th level phantasmal killer.
You must link the spell.
He
Alright.
doesn't take damage.
So you cast Phantasmal Killer, targeting the creature.
Spell save DC is 19.
Can this thing be frightened? Let me see. Frightened. Doesn't say it can't. Alright. So you blast it with psychic energy. And it does a wisdom. Doesn't seem very wise. Oh, I think it made it.
Fails. My spell save DC is 19.
Oh, it says 18, so that's wrong.
Yeah, it's not applying the correct bonuses. It's being weird.
Alright, so it would fail, taking
It's
21
No
psychic?
damage. No damage.
Oh, okay. So it's just
6 damage.
frightened.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then we do a 20 feet of my movement. That's me.
Alright. So... the end of its turn takes the damage. Wait.
Yep, end of the turn it takes its damage for every turn whilst I'm concentrating on it.
Alright. If it can't see you for frightened, I don't think it gets disadvantage, just FYI. If you care about the frightened part of that effect. Because you'd probably know that.
Do you care about that?
Yeah, so it has to see you for that to take effect, otherwise it would, yeah.
Sure. We'll
Scary fairy!
not use as much of my movement then.
Alright, so you're concentrating on that, and it would see you in the back there. Well, actually...
Do I care about it seeing me? I probably don't, but oh well.
I don't know if it can see you back there. Let me check. You might be too far away. Well, you're not sure how far it can see. So that's it for you.
Yes, I do care if it can see me, because if it can see me, it can't get any closer. That's why I care if it sees me.
So another one of these creatures comes into view back here. It's going to move forward 20 feet with a dash, ending its turn. That's it for that one. New round. Alright, so this guy's dead. This one back here is not going to try to walk through the radiant energy. It's going to fire at Tal instead with an arrow shot. Dunk. Note you would block that. Riven.
Okay. I am going to... what am I going to do? Right. I'm going to meta magic, twin, and I'm going to twin a dissonant whispers to target both the skeleton minotaurs.
Okay. So you attack them with psychic energy, and they must make a wisdom save. Alright, so I'll target the first one on Tal. 18?
That is...
Looks
no, my
like...
spell saves 19. I don't know why it's not showing it.
Do you have a magical item that's upping it?
Yeah, I've got blood...
so, Blood Wall Vial.
Blood vial.
Yeah. I had a character that was exactly your build who took that exact item. Alright, so yeah, it might just not be calculating it. You might have to manually increase it. Alright, so it would fail, taking 9 psychic and retreat 30 feet.
Immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows it for... yeah.
Alright, so Tal, you'd get an Oppie as it backs off.
Yeah, sure.
It's not going to run into the Moonbeam because it is going to try to avoid it. Yeah, 18 would strike. So you hit it for 21 points of damage, as your bludgeoning damage seems very effective. Which would wound it.
If it moves away enough, then it takes another 7.
Yeah, it'll continue moving, so it takes another 7. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll say it moves up to here. Trying to back off. The second one is also going to get a wisdom save. Yeah, it would fail, so it takes the... What was it?
9.
9 psychic. And it is also going to move away from Deja. Deja gonna Oppie?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Because I think actually Deja is already dead. Because I don't think... I thought the proficiency bonus I was applying to the saving throw, but it doesn't seem to be. So in which case she wouldn't have doubled or half the damage, and she would be gone.
Oh, okay. She doesn't get your
Yeah.
your proficiency.
What? No, I can't find the thing in D20 doesn't show anything about that, and I'm going through the whole. So consider she's not doing anything. She's probably gone at that point.
All right.
I know. Alright, keep going.
This one is going to take a shot at Tal. Phew. 22.
I think that just misses. Yeah.
Yeah, you're 23. All right, so yeah, that would just miss you. Sprite.
Dodge.
All right, Calgrod.
Okay, so these guys have moved over there, so Jisha is gone. I see one of the guy here. Huh? Alright, so I'm going to move forward over there. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of
Darn!
them.
Darn it!
If he moves up, I would say, like, we should probably retreat.
One of them can't get any closer to us.
I am going to cast to use my full lightning bolt and unleash the whole lightning bolt on these 2 over there.
All right.
Which are lined up.
So you blast through 2 of them, you said? Actually, I think you can hit all 3 if you move up to here.
Oh,
you could? You could send it in a straight line. Well, no, I guess you couldn't because they're not... Yeah, you can only hit 2 of them.
No, and I want to be able to back up a little bit like Cal is saying.
Alright.
Alright, so I use 1, so I need to use... so I have 5, so 3, so that's level 8.
Alright, so you charge up for a big ol' zap.
Yeah.
What was that? 36, alright. Dex saves.
Yeah.
Alright, first one would make it, so it takes 18 points of lightning damage. The second one, Dex save, will fail it, so it takes the full 36, as it is zapped. Several of its eye stalks probably popping from the electrical damage. Anything else?
Yes, I am going. So we back up, Cal. Is that what we're retreating here, or we're just backing up to kind of not be in view of all of them?
I think it's a retreating fight.
Retreating fight. Alright, so I'm moving my other 25 feet down over there.
Alright, so you back up a bit. Tal. You might know something about these if you want to use religion as a bonus action, because they are undead.
Okay,
I'm going to put my...
So yeah, you would know that undead beholder zombies are dangerous, but not all that tactical. They randomly fire what eye stalks that still work for them. Some of them are more dangerous than others, but yeah, they're not very smart.
Okay. Do I know the languages they speak?
You don't think they're They're like zombies. They're brainless. They were just following whatever orders they were given. Why did your aura go away?
Because I was planning to do something.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I would be informed about, because I specifically learned those languages to influence creatures like that.
I don't think they speak any.
So if they
Oh wait.
speak deep speech or primordial or abyssal, I would know.
They understand deep speech and undercommon, but they can't speak them.
Okay, so then my aura stays on.
Okay.
15 save. Okay, and then I'm gonna cast command at the two closer ones, and commands them to flee.
All right.
At second, or I can cast it at third level. No, I want to cast it at second level and command both of them to flee.
You link it?
Yeah, 1 second. Command. Level 2. Submit.
One of them won't be able to come back unless it makes a wisdom save. Great choice.
It only takes 1 round, but it will split them up if it works.
No, one of them can't get closer to me.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Why?
It says the spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if you command is directly harmful to
Does
it.
it work against undead?
No.
Fuck. Okay, then never mind. Then I'm gonna cast Bless on all of us, and my aura is gone. Second level Bless.
Alright, so you cover the group in a bless spell. The wounded Minotaur is going to come at you again.
Back here. Out of sight.
So he is going to come south, swinging his great axe. Luckily, your shield comes up to block it. The skeleton is going to move over into this space and fire at you. Actually, he's going to fire at Ripple. Because he doesn't like... He's racist against fairies. Thunk. 16?
Just hits.
Alright, so you take 5 damage as you are nicked by an arrow.
Cool.
The Beholder zombie is going to float up this way. Oh, wait. It goes 5 feet, seeing Ripple. It stays back.
It can't get closer. Sight.
It couldn't see you after 60.
Normally, getting closer doesn't rely on sight. It's only the disadvantage that relies on sight.
Well, it's not feared until it sees you. Because remember, the frightened effect is when it sees you, it's frightened. So once it comes in view of you, it would stop. Seeing you, it would then stop and become frightened again. So it moves 5 feet, stops, and it's going to, I think, try to eye stalk you because you're the only one it can see now. Because Tal backed up. So it fires at random at you. Number 3. I need a con save.
Thanks for the bless.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So 20 easily makes it. There is still half damage. So you take 21 necrotic as you are hit by an enervating ray.
Cool.
That is it. And I need a concentration save, DC 10.
Yeah.
You're
Plus
fine.
Bless, wisdom save.
Wisdom
It's
save?
frightened. Yeah, phantasmal kill.
Oh, end of the turn. Right. All right, so it is going to make a wisdom save. No, it completely fails. How much does it take?
27 damage. Psychic.
All right, so it is bleeding black goo out its eyes and ears. It looks wounded. Still frightened now that they can see you. The Minotaur skeleton is going to come rushing up this way and is going to charge down this way, goring at you, Ripple.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you would fly out of the way and it would miss. An enemy is doing something elsewhere. Ripple.
Disengage.
Alright, so you disengage flying back. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, another creature floats over to here, double moving. That's it for that one. And the round ends. Oop, I skipped my guy. So this skeleton back here is going to take a shot at Tal, though you do have cover. No, that would miss. And in fact, that is going to hit the Minotaur, doing 4 points of piercing damage as he hits his own guy. Riven.
Okay, so action. I'm going to use my healing light as a celestial warlock to heal Ripple. Ripple.
Okay.
You get the max of that because of your fairy. Then
Okay. How much is that?
3d6. So that's
So
So
18?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then I will
Go ahead and link that.
that one.
Just to get it all in the log. Alright, so that uses your dice. Is that all your dice?
Yeah, I'm pouring all 3 into it because of
Alright, so those are
how much I
gone.
don't get attacked.
Those are gone
Yeah,
till a long rest. Alright.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use my meta magic to do quicken on a Eldritch Blast, and I'm going to target that Minotaur skeleton.
Alright, so, yep. 16 blasts him for 7 on the first hit.
2,
Another 10.
3.
And another 14. Alright, so you do
Then
a
I will.
nasty flurry of shots, putting him to near death.
Yeah, I'll move further back. That's me.
Alright, the skeleton up here is going to fire at Calgrod. Thunk. Oh, but completely misses. Sprite.
Dodge.
Alright, Calgrod.
So I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Oh, and actually this one's
over
near death
there.
too.
So the spiritual weapon goes. Why is it? On the one that is wounded over there, but I'm casting it at a higher level.
Okay.
Evidently, ask me. Okay, hold on. When I clicked on it, it didn't ask me for the level. When you cast a spell using spell slots of third level, the damage by every 2 slots above second. So that's going to be a level 4 spell.
Alright.
And
you could just add the D8. That's fine. So
yeah,
just
okay.
2
Right.
D8s.
Okay, so 2d8s and
So yeah,
how do you do the damage?
23 would
yeah.
strike it.
Alright.
Doing 14 points. And that one is going to die.
Yes.
Breaking apart.
So that's a bonus action. I am going to, with my action, move the moonbeam over there.
All right.
And retreat with my movement behind. Next to Riven, actually. Well, one step back.
Okay. Tal.
Do you want to put the spiritual weapon on the map or not?
Yeah, so it should be under resources.
Under resources, okay. Great.
Resources,
I'll
spell
get it.
effects. You could just use the 5-foot cube.
Okay.
Tal, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna tolerate the beholder that's inside.
Okay. Dong. Anyone see Glass Onion? I keep thinking of the dong in that for the spell now. Alright. So, wisdom save on this guy?
Yep.
Alright. So he will attempt to resist. He will not. So he is hit with necrotic energy. Just double check how they feel about necrotic. They don't care for it. So he's going to take 16 and look wounded.
Then I'm gonna do what Kagurot did and cast spiritual weapon at 4th level on the same beholder.
Alright, yeah, 16 would strike it again. Hitting it for 2d8s.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Cast it.
So 15. That would actually put it near death.
Near death. But they're not smart, so it's gonna follow. I'm gonna retreat back here.
Okay. The Minotaur skeleton is dead. So this skeleton, starting in the moonbeam, it has to make a save. Con save, right? I think it would fail. 12? That's you, Calgrod.
Sorry, a 15. Yes, it's a 15.
So go ahead, give me a
So
damage
it
roll.
failed. Aye, come on.
Oh, yep. It is seared as it falls to bones on the ground, dying.
Nice.
So yeah, the zombie beholder is gonna float over 20 feet, then double move to get out here. So it can't do an attack this turn. This thing is gonna charge. Yeah.
Not the scared one?
Oh yeah, he would come into view of you. Where would he be? So he would have to stop here. Yeah, so at the end of your turn, he has to make a wisdom save.
Yep.
That's really good to keep them at bay.
I think he actually made it. 20?
Spell's over.
Alright, so he is no longer afraid of you, but he still can't do anything this turn. So the Minotaur is going to charge down this way, trying to attack Tal. So Tal, AC 23. Nope, you would block him. The other beholder slowly floats around the corner and is going to charge up an eye stalk. Calgrod, you shot him with a lightning bolt. He didn't like that. 14 wisdom save.
14 wisdom save, okay. So that is wisdom reserve. Does it add a thing automatically, like the bless, or not?
You have to activate it, so it's not adding it right now. You could put it, I think, in global, but 17 would make it, so you resist. Right. Even blasted by this ray, you are unaffected. Ripple.
So which one is that? This one that shot that way?
Yeah,
Or this one?
that was this one.
Okay.
What do you got, Ripple?
Okay. Let's get some more bodies on the field. Let's summon an angry fairy.
Alright, so Ripple chants summoning an angry fairy.
Angry fairy appears. Angry fairy teleports as a bonus action. Sorry, no, I need to move first because it moved.
Could
on my turn.
could you link the spell you cast?
Yeah, of course. Summon fairy, 5th level.
Alright, so you are concentrating as you summon this fey creature. Yep. And then move back, and then it gets to go. So go ahead and roll initiative and change its initiative to 1 below you. But it goes...
What does it need to be? It needs to be...
I assume you're telling it to attack them, right?
I don't need to tell it to attack, it just does it. It just gets a full turn after me.
Yeah.
It's going to bonus action teleport, giving it advantage on its first attack against this guy.
Okay, so what is it attacking with?
It's short sword.
Okay.
It's only got 1 weapon. That's a natural 20 for 6 piercing, 12 force.
5, 6. Okay, so it strikes the beholder, stabbing it with the sword. So 18 points of damage.
It'll then take its second attack for 20 for a total of 16.
Alright, yeah, 20 will strike again as it stabs it for another 16, which would wound it. Anything else?
That's all the Face Spirit can do.
Alright, so you went, your Face Spirit went. The Beholder zombie, seeing the Face Spirit, is going to not be happy with the Face Spirit. And it's going to fire a disintegration ray. Face Spirit needs to make a Dex save. Oh no.
Natural 1.
Alright. So it takes 43 force damage.
Okay.
It's still alive but badly wounded. Luckily it was not disintegrated. Alright, so that's it for that one. New round. Skeleton is gonna... Can't really get a shot, so it's gonna move back this way, going into the darkness. Riven.
Okay. What can I...
Here, let me give your Face Spirit the HP it's supposed to have. What's its HP supposed to be?
50.
50? Alright. I'll just set that on the token so it doesn't say all this weird stuff.
Yeah, let's see what I can see. No, I don't see Cordial. Alright.
So here, I'm going to put
Eldritch.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm just going to put this
Yeah.
Face Spirit at 50 of 50, then put it back to 7. Just so for next time it is correct. Alright, so it is at 7 though. Alright, so you're Eldritch Blasting.
Yep, I'm going to Eldritch Blast the Minotaur that's there.
Alright, pew pew pew. Yeah, 25 strikes for 10, and actually the second shot will kill it. As it falls apart, hitting it right in the spine.
Yeah, and that's everything for the minute, and yeah,
Right.
I'll try and get as far away as I can.
The skeleton is dead, because even if it makes its saving throw, it can't resist the damage. The sprite goes.
He will dodge.
He's dodging in the corner. Calgrod.
So I'm going to move 15 feet. 15 feet here. So what do I see? So 2 dead skeleton. Oh, a bunch of guys. So I'm going to move the moonbeam right here
Okay.
in the middle of them, and I'll move that.
Space laser.
Yeah. Space laser is moving on them, and the spiritual weapon is moving on them over there. And casting spiritual weapon again.
Alright, so it flies at them. The first one, 23, will strike it. Whack.
Alright.
So
cast at level 4. It was cast at level 4, but...
you might want to make a different macro, because I think that'll take your spell slot.
Yeah, I'm re-updating it after. I have only one left, but yeah, I have to... I don't know how to do a different macro like that. But,
you could probably just do a custom one for 2d8 somewhere. But anyway, yeah, that would strike him, putting him to near death.
And I will back up again for another 15 feet.
All right, Tal.
So this. First, I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon if I can find it. I can move the moonbeam.
It's under. I saw it under.
I need to move it down here, and there it was there.
Here, I'm gonna make it so only Calgrod can control the moonbeam.
And I'm gonna attack that beholder in front.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 22 will strike.
It's going to be burst by the.
Isn't it another D8? Didn't you do this at 4th level? All right, 9 points. Yeah, he's barely alive, but still up.
Barely alive, so told the dead him.
Dong.
Told the dead.
All right, wisdom save. Dead. Nope, he fails, and that would take him out. However, undead fortitude. He has to make a save DC 18 to die. Oh, he's still alive at 1 hit point.
Okay, then...
Zombie!
I am going to...
Oh, wait! No, never mind. That was radiant damage. Oh, no, it was necrotic. Sorry. Nope, he's still alive.
Oh, he will be dead with the...
Yeah, with your moonbeam.
Then I'm gonna move back here.
Alright. The skeleton is dead. The beholder starts in the moonbeam. So, wisdom save. Or no, sorry. Con save. Yeah. It would fail. So, it takes some moonbeam damage. 24. As it is seared by radiant energy, and it looks near death as well. But it's going to float down this way. Seeing everyone now, and it remembers Calgrod.
How did it?
Stupid lightning bolts.
How did it get there?
It floated over to here?
Yeah.
It just floated. Why?
Through this square? Not through that square?
It was in the moonbeam, so it oh, you're talking about your Fey Spirit? It did not go within threat range of the Fey Spirit. Because it wasn't next to it, yeah.
Okay.
So Calgrod.
Oh.
I need a con save.
I have a bad feeling about that. Con save. Constitution things for that's not a bad one. Oof.
Uh,
Plus 1d4, is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, 14 would be enough. And
Oof.
you would take 13 necrotic, as you were slightly withered.
So I have to make a
Skeleton.
constitution. Hold on, I have to keep my
Oh,
concentration.
concentration, yep.
Ooh, did I make it? This one? No. Yeah, 14. Okay, yes.
Yeah, you're good.
I saw only 4. Right.
So this
So
one.
how many?
Or
How
go
many
ahead.
did you say? 14.
Oh, yeah, 14. Or
Right.
wait, damage you took 13.
Oh, 13. Right.
Yeah. So this guy is at 1 hit point. Starting in the moonbeam, he will die no matter what.
Yeah. You hear like a pop.
Yeah. Zzz, ripple. Oh, actually, I just realized we are over time. So why don't we do MVP votes, and we'll wrap this up next time. Give me a whisper with your MVP vote for the session. Good job, everyone.
All right.
Someone raid my Twitch? Is that a thing? Alright, so Tal with 2 votes, your MVP. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Keep looking into this
Thank
next
you.
time. GG's. I'll see you two tomorrow, I guess.
Yes.
No, you will. Kudos.
And we have 2 new players in the Tuesday game, so that should be interesting. Although I only think one of them is going to play. The other one might wait a week. Alright.
But I didn't realize Command didn't work on Undead. That really sucks.
Yeah, I was thinking about just having you cast it, but I was like, you'd probably know with your religion. You're trained in religion, you probably know that your spell wouldn't affect undead. Alright, let me take some notes here of what happened.
Kudos.
Excuse me. So it is.
Is your stream shut down?
It is not. So let me end the stream. Talk about stuff. I hope everyone enjoyed watching. I will be streaming again later on in the evening. If anyone wants to tune in then at 5:30 Pacific Standard. All right.